Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to the Lynn Life. It's been quite a while since I've posted a video, and you can imagine why. Lynn had a operation on her left lung. She had some of it removed, the upper portion of upper lobe of her lung removed, because she had a tumor, a cancerous tumor there. And the operation was successful, 100% successful. So for that, of course, I am extremely grateful. But it didn't end there. So I'm going to tell you, I'm going to kind of document, I'll go through the whole procedure and how long we've been there and everything and tell you how Lynn is. She's sleeping right now, and I'm out here in the kitchen because I don't want to disturb her. But let's get going.
My name is Jonathan, and I'm a caregiver for my wife Lynn, who has a permanent brain injury. Things are a bit different now, but we're doing the best that we can. Join us as we experience the Lynn Life.
So yeah, her operation was actually on January 13th, Tuesday, January 13th. We had to be there very, very early. Her operation was at the Lynne Hospital in Utica, New York. That's a new hospital. It's only a couple years old. And everything actually went very, very smoothly. Operation, as I mentioned in the intro, was totally successful. Surgeon was very, very happy with the results. And we had to get there early. Of course, I got her all checked in. I was with her. I have some pictures. This is a picture of Lynn when we were waiting to be called upon after we were already checked in. And here's a picture of Lynn getting ready for, after she got prepared, all prepped and everything for the surgery. And things went pretty much as scheduled. Actually, went a little bit later than we thought, but I think that always does. But yeah, it was. There's a lot of things with Lynn that I worry about whenever she goes to a hospital. It's more than just the operation; it's everything else. And it's something, I don't know if we talked about it a lot. Lynn has something, a rare disorder, and this is the reason she has a brain injury in the first place. She has something called Gitelman syndrome. And what Gitelman syndrome is a kidney disorder where her body wastes potassium and magnesium, gets rid of it. Every time she goes to the bathroom or anything, potassium is removed, and she has to take supplements 4 times a day, and it's massive amounts. The amount of potassium that she takes would kill me. It would my heart would stop. Potassium affects muscles. Heart is a muscle. So 14 years ago next month, Lynn went into cardiac arrest as a result of not taking these supplements as she should. And her heart gave out. It stopped. Our son, who was only 12 years old at the time, happened to come home from school, and he was here, thank God, and saved her life. So she was only given a 10% chance of surviving, and she beat all that because Lynn is tough. She is very tough and stubborn, but she made it. So when she goes to a hospital, I'm very concerned about her medications and whether things. She takes other things other than the potassium and magnesium as well. And I worry about things like that. They aren't going to be taken at the right times and stuff like that. And it'll really throw her off. She also requires a tremendous amount of sleep. I'm going to change hands here because the arm's getting tired. She requires a tremendous amount of sleep. Having a brain injury, she needs to rest. And Lynne typically needs at least 12 hours a day, maybe more. If her body feels like it needs it. She needs to rest. And she doesn't get that in the hospital. Doesn't get it in the hospital. So that was what happened later. So she, originally we were saying 2 to 5 days in the hospital, so that would have brought us to, we were hoping before the weekend. We were in there Tuesday, 4 days would have been Friday. That's what we were hoping for. And we got close. We almost did it. But after the surgery went, Lynne was still in pretty good spirits. She was a little bit tired the first day. She's coming out. I got pictures of her here in the hospital room. So smiling. But she had a drain that was put in on her left side. And the surgeon was very good. The surgeon was excellent. Nothing but high regards for him. He wanted to make sure there was zero air escaping. And so there was like a little box there would show it, and I'd watch it. It'd be 30, 20, 10. And it was Friday, and it was like 10. He's like, I've got to keep it in a little longer, which brought us into the weekend. Now, I've been in the hospital enough times to know that once you hit the weekend, things slow down. You're not going to get discharged. So I know it's going to go to Monday. And Saturday got rough for Lynne. She had had enough by then. She had had enough. She was tired. She couldn't sleep. Why can't I sleep? I can't sleep. And then on top of that, on that weekend, we discovered she also had a urinary tract infection. Probably as a result. And she got backed up. She She was constipated, common after surgery. But it was a little bit worse with Lynne, and we had to go through that. That stalled her going home. That and the tube, the drain. So eventually, we made it to Monday. I was worn out too, because I was staying with her all day long. The visiting hours went from 8 to 8. I was there shortly after 8, and I left a little before 8 every day. We watched the Buffalo Bills lose on Saturday in her room. She did have a TV. The staff was fantastic. I give them all an A+. She was in ICU. And so each nurse only takes care of 2 people. So she got a tremendous amount of attention, which she loved. And she loved everybody. And they all loved her. They all loved her. We have several that were interested in our YouTube channel and want to start watching. And if any of you are, kudos to you, because you did a phenomenal job. And Lynne loves you. Lynne loves all you guys. I know she told you, but I mean, she means it. She means it when she says that. And, but it got too much for her, being in the hospital and staying there alone every night, which I hated. And then every morning I'd be traveling there again. I'd see the hospital ahead, and I'd go, well, I'm coming, Lynne. I'm coming. I also got a little bit sick of hospital food and all that. It was a long time. She ended up staying 8 days. it was 7 full days, and on the 8th day, she finally came home. And you think, okay, well, that's it, right? Now she's going to come home and she's going to rest. No, that's not how it worked. Lynne came home, but didn't immediately rest. Actually, she did at one point, became completely lethargic, couldn't swallow any pills, couldn't eat, didn't anything. She was like shutting down. And then eventually went into a period where she wasn't lethargic, but she wanted to sleep and couldn't sleep, and she didn't sleep at all, and had difficulty swallowing her pills because she was taking her pills here at home, and I had a tough time with that, and I ended up giving her pills with applesauce and other creative measures. That was brutal, but we got through that. Kind of. We're not done. Lynne is sleeping today. She took her pills normally at lunch. I have her eating things that are easy to eat, like soup, things like that. She had like a chocolate shake, like a power, like a protein shake. She had that at lunch, and she had some oranges. Hopefully, I got to show you this. These are the oranges that my sister-in-law sent us. She was worried that they had gotten lost because they hadn't been delivered yet. But they finally showed up today. I texted her, took a picture. Man, are these actually not all oranges. Some are grapefruit. Oranges and grapefruit. We've already sampled them. They are outstanding. So we're going to be eating a lot of oranges and grapefruit, a lot of citrus, which is good for you. And I just hope we can get through all of these before they start, being not as good. Put it that way. I'll probably give some away. We have an aide that left for a doctor appointment. She'll be coming back. She's going home with some of these because I don't want them to get wasted. I even like the basket. I'm going to keep that basket. So we got that. So Lynne had a protein shake and an orange, okay? Justin had an orange, I had an orange. They're really good, really delicious. So that was good. That's showing. And the fact that she fell asleep this morning before lunch, and then she fell asleep again. She struggles with it, but eventually falls asleep, because that's the key. That's all Lynne really needs right now is sleep. She needs to sleep. Everything will change. Everything changes when Lynne finally sleeps. So she's sleeping now. We'll have dinner. I'm not sure what she will eat exactly. Probably soup. I think we're going to give her soup. I just want to make sure she has no problem chewing, because she was having difficulty swallowing. She didn't have any difficulty swallowing in the hospital. She was eating no problem. But it all happens when she finally starts shutting down, finally starts sleeping. Her body is just too tired. It has something to do with the brain injury and the UTI at the same time. So she's on an antibiotic as well. Just add to more of the pills that she has to take. Oh, I also have to give her an injection. They taught me how to do it. I give her an injection every morning. Actual hypodermic needle. Rub it down with a little alcohol first, and I give her an injection right in her side. So I've been doing that. They ask me, do you have any problem doing that? I go, nope. Not any problem doing anything. I've done so much, cared for her for so long, nothing bothers me. So I got 3 more. We got them right here. Yeah, see? A little hypodermic needles. Yeah. It's for clotting. It's after surgery. They don't want her to have blood clots in her legs or stuff like that. That's what it's for. So 3 more days, and she'll be done with that. Today is Thursday the 21st. And so I'm hoping that, no, Thursday 22nd, excuse me. Thursday the 22nd, January 22nd. So I'm hoping by this weekend, maybe by tomorrow even, Lynne's beginning to come back to us as she normally is. Right now she is just very, very tired. And here she is, love of my life. Yeah, sleeping. I don't want her to wake up. There she is. I had to come back here because I actually woke her up a little bit. I don't want to do that. She wakes up easy. But I got a weighted blanket on her, and that helps to kind of comfort her a little bit. Because she was like moving around and did it all last night. I didn't sleep much last night at all, and nor did she. So that was a rough night. But I'm not trying to sugarcoat anything here. This has been tough. I mean, caring for Lynne is hard anyways. It is hard. I admit, I know I try to show you the positive side of everything and stuff like that. But I admit, it is very hard. We have difficult days. Dealing with somebody with a brain injury is very difficult. You never know what you're going to get each day. And sleep is the big reason. And, but we try to keep her on a schedule. YouTube plays a huge part. YouTube is playing right now, some of the YouTubers that I watch, because it calms her. For some reason. Other shows do not, but some reason YouTube, and because we usually play it at night before she goes to bed, she sees that. We're watching YouTube. Okay, it's time to shut down. So we are way behind on our YouTubers that we usually watch. So we're trying to catch up now. I'm trying to catch up on everything because I couldn't be here doing my regular stuff. My son, our son, thank goodness for him. Yeah, he was holding down the fort. He was doing everything. He was cleaning, shoveling snow, doing laundry, all kinds of things. Getting the mail, communicating with me. He was a tremendous help. He even got up one morning and made me pancakes before I went in to see her. He's a good kid. He's a good kid. Well, not so much a kid anymore, but I'm trying to catch up on things. It's very difficult when you're away from home every day in a hospital sitting with her, because I don't want her sitting alone. And you can't get anything done. I mean, there are all kinds of things that have to be done. Fortunately for the cell phone, I was able to do things like pay bills, stuff like that. I was also able to communicate every morning. The first thing I had to do was communicate to everybody. How's Lynne doing? I had to communicate to her family. I had a group text I set up. So I would text that whole side of the family in one text, let her know what she's doing, keep them all up to date. And then I'd do the same for mine. My two sisters, I'd have to communicate to them, let them know what's going on. Then I had to communicate to the aid service that provides our home health aides. So, they knew not to send somebody to the home because we weren't home yet. And then there were other individuals, friends, things like that. I wanted to know. I've gotten phone calls. I got a call from my cousin. I got a call from another good friend, Arthur, while I was there. And he got to speak to Lynne. I got a lot of texts, tremendous amount of texts and comments from you guys. So thanks to the phone, I can stay in touch with people. But I wasn't able to get a vlog out because it has to be edited. And I didn't want to shoot in the hospital. I don't want to do that stuff. I did take some pictures. You can see Lynne, finally, this is Lynne on her last day right here. Previous, that was a picture of Lynne getting her hair done by one of the nurses. They were terrific. The girls and the guys. There are a lot of male nurses too, and young guys, and they were terrific, all of them. There were different shifts, and we were there through all of them, and they did a terrific job, absolutely terrific job. I wasn't sure. We'd never stayed overnight in that hospital before. But, kudos to all of them. And the doctor, the surgeon, and his team. Terrific. One of his assistants, a nurse practitioner, she's a horse person, or had a horse for a long time. And when she found out about Lynne, riding and stuff like that, they became friends. So there was always that. Oh, the root farm too. I gotta send them another update that Lynne is home. But I did send them updates about the operation and how she was doing, and a picture of Lynne, one of the pictures. I would do that. I took pictures of Lynne so I could send it to people, so they felt kind of like they were there. This is Lynne today. And then the next day, this is Lynne today. Kept giving them updates on that. See her smiling face. She did the best she could. She really did. Did the best she could to stay in good spirits all the time. Got a little grumpy at least one day. I think that might have been the UTI talk in there. I remember, I think it was a nurse practitioner asking me, how do you know when she usually has a UTI? And I said, well, basically when she starts acting like this, a little bit impatient and irritated. She goes, yep, okay. So she's on an antibiotic for a while. So I think we'll come out. I know we'll come out of this, but it's not easy. So even though we're home, we still fight through all the sleep and all that type stuff. And I'm changing her dressing on her side. I don't think I have to do that. I did it again today. I don't think I have to do it much longer. I did it today, and there was almost no discharge in it, and that's when I changed yesterday. So I'm changing dressings. I'm giving her injections. Yeah, I'm kind of proud of myself with the injection part. I'm like, hey, I can do that. But she's got doctor appointments. Oh, one thing, she had a mammogram scheduled for tomorrow, and I rescheduled that for February. It's too much. Too much. We don't even know. It's tomorrow. She hasn't even slept. I don't want to put her through all that again yet. So we just rescheduled for February. It's not much later. So, and then next week she's got some doctor appointments. I think that's it, though. She had not an appointment, but a monitor. She has a pacemaker defibrillator, and we have like a little cell. It's actually a cell phone. It sits on her little end table next to her bed, and it monitors her heart, and it's automatic. And then on certain days they do a reading, and I got a call today from CNY Cardiology, and they said, oh, her heart looks good, everything looks fine, the battery life is good, blah, 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 blah. I didn't have to do anything. So that's all set. Very cold outside, too. Very cold, very wintry. Snow, all that stuff happened. But and it's still happening. We got more snow coming. To the north of us, we got like 3-4 feet. we didn't get it. It missed us. That's the nice thing about lake effect. You could be just a little south or north of it, and you don't get it. You don't get what they're getting. So thank goodness for that stuff. I know you to south of us, across the United States, you guys are getting pounded where you don't normally get hit. And so I hope you're staying safe. Carlos, I watched your video about he's in Alabama, and he had snow, and he did a drone shot. That was pretty cool. Looked like around here, Carlos. Yeah, good job. So, yeah, I hope everybody's out there, staying safe as well, trying to stay warm from these extreme cold temperatures. And I guess I even got some cold weather down in Florida. I don't think it's that cold now, but it was. But we're hanging in there. And I've been anxious. As soon as I told myself, as soon as I get a little bit of a break and Lynne starts to sleep, I'm going to put up a video because I'm sure everybody's wondering. I did miss my train show, too, by the way. I was going to go to a train show Sunday. I did not go. So, but I'll come up with something else. I'm going to do some stuff. I'll come up with something. And to get out of the house and do some things. I would like to do that. So that's I'm planning that now. I'm planning that. But Lynne's first. As soon as I think Lynne is good, and because even when she isn't, even though we have an aide, I feel like I got to be here. I do have to be here, helping, assisting them. Sometimes it takes two people. So. I think that's all the updating I have for you. If you have any questions, you're welcome to leave a comment. I encourage you to leave a comment anyways. You want to wish Lynne the best. Do that, and I will make sure she sees it. I have her read, or I'll read off all the comments. So that's all I got. And we'll see you next time on the Lynne Line.